I'm Willis Johnston, zooming in from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and this will be a 40-ish minute practice that is all about the new moon. I don't claim to be a lunar guru, but I do like to think about the cycles of the moon in a way that helps me organize my life. And so we find ourselves in the time of the new moon, and the new moon is always a time to set a new goal, to sort of go for it, so to speak. We don't have like the full sort of intense energy of the full moon. We have sort of this fresh start with the new moon. And so that is kind of what we're going for today. We'll do some moon salutations. It'll be pretty low to the ground and should be pretty fun. So go ahead and find a seat. Whatever seat you want to take is perfect. I do recommend sitting on something, as always, so that you can have some freedom in your joints. And then you'll go ahead and take the hands and ground them down onto your legs. Root your seat down into whatever you're sitting on, and then pop up through the crown of your head, as if the crown of your head had like a little antenna on top. And then go ahead and close the eyes. Bring in awareness to your breath. The first few rounds of breath, you want to exhale through the mouth. That's always something I like to do. It helps me ground, helps me settle. And then you can move to just a breath in and out the nose. See if you can follow the breath in through the nose, all the way down into the bowl of the pelvis. So although the lungs don't reside in the pelvis, you can imagine that you can breathe that deep. Let the belly expand forward. And then when it's time to exhale, you can follow the breath out completely, drawing navel gently towards your spine to help you expel all of the air. As you take your next breath in, float your hands to heart center. Set an intention for this new moon practice. So it could be to sort of bring into your headspace a project that you would like to start or dedicate yourself toward. It could be this idea that we sort of reset and refresh and allow ourselves to fill up our cup. Whatever intention you'd like to set as we embrace this new energy. And we'll seal this intention with the sound of Om. Take a comfortable breath in. Om. Inhale fully and exhale completely. As you inhale, you can blink the eyes open, stretch your arms up overhead, maybe even see your palms touch, and then exhale, come forward into an all fours tabletop position. In your tabletop, set up your shoulders right over the wrists, the hips right over the knees. Plug the tops of your feet into the floor, and from the plug of the tops of your feet into the floor, move forward into the knuckle of each finger. See if you can imagine pulling the mat apart with your hands and your feet without actually moving your hands or your feet, so that you can further find your width. Spacing your low back, space at the top of the torso. And then put a little bit of extra effort in plugging your left hand into the floor, and then inhale, reach your right arm up. And then exhale, thread the right arm behind the left and just tap your left shoulder with your right hand. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, Come through with the right palm, touching left shoulder. Good. Inhale, one more like this. And exhale, tap. From here, unfold, reach your right arm out in front of you, extend your left leg long behind you. You can start on the tips of your toes and then float the left toes as you're ready off the mat, so you're reaching in two directions. Inhale, expand, and then exhale, contract. Take your elbow to your knee and round the back. Good. Inhale, open up. Good. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale, expand, and exhale, round. Inhale, open this up again, and exhale, hand and leg meet the floor. Resettle in your tabletop, plug your hands and feet in, and then plug your right hand in with extra effort. Lift your left arm up, and then exhale, left arm behind the right. Tap your right shoulder with your left palm. Two more like that. Inhale, open, and exhale, tap. One more. Inhale, open, and exhale, tap. Reach your left fingertips forward, extend your right leg back. Maybe the balls of the foot come down, and then lift the right foot off the floor. Inhale, expand, and then exhale, round. Little tight ball. Inhale, open, and exhale, round. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, expand, find front to back, and then exhale, left hand down. From here, tuck your toes, lift your hips, and come into a downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs, pedal out your feet. Move the hips a little bit, just getting some space in the body, especially if this is your first down dog of the day. And then from your down dog, find stillness. Bend the knees just a little bit so that you can unlock your lower back. As your knees bend, you can go down through the balls of your feet and up through your sitting bones at the same time. And also by bending the knees a little bit, you feel like this really is about your lower body and less about bearing weight in the arms. Good. As you inhale, lift the heels really high, tuck the chin in toward the chest, tuck the tail, and then unfurl as you roll out into a plank. Bend the knees, send the butt up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take two more like that, just rolling through the spine to come into plank. And reversing it to go back and up into downward facing dog. Last one here, rolling forward. And exhale back. And from here, you're going to lift your right leg high, bend your right knee, open your right hip. So you're coming into a scorpion. Go ahead and twist this a lot so that maybe you even look under the right armpit. And then you'll bring the right armpit closer to the floor so the shoulders square. Bend your left knee a little bit or a lot. And then lift all the way up to the center of your right knee as you look forward in between the hands. Keep your gaze forward, stretch and square your lifted leg, and then step the right foot between the hands. And take the left knee down to the floor, untuck the left toes. If you have a yoga block, not necessary, but you could always place the block at an angle like this on the highest height, and it just gives your back leg a boundary, which is kind of nice and helpful, especially as we're trying to really engage the lower body in the poses today. Fit your right knee into your armpit. Take your fingertips out to 10 and 2 o'clock. Find the back foot a lot so you can keep moving this left hip around and forward. And then unfold this so you come into an Anjaneyasana. So trying to go forward, up, and around as opposed to just going straight back. So there's sort of a spherical nature to this low lunge. And the more you find your back foot, the more you can drive the pelvis forward and lift up off of your foundation. Interlace your hands behind your head. Bring your elbows in and up, and just final 3 breaths here as you allow your head to rest in this hand hammock behind your head. Exhale, release the hands. If you have the block, you can remove it. You'll tuck your left toes, engage your back leg like you're really breathing through the left hamstrings. Plant your left palm down to the floor. Take your right hand to your right thigh, and then press into your right thigh with your right hand as you turn your belly, your chest, your head to the right. And then once you find the full value of your twist, lift your right arm up. Inhale, and then exhale. Right hand down. You're going to walk to face the left long edge of your mat. Stay low. Toes in, heels slightly out. Bend your knees generously. So in a way, it's like a football player pose. You're really in your lower body. And you're going to stay in your lower body and just reach your fingertips forward. So there's very little weight on the tips of your fingers. Beautiful. And then take the right fingertips right ahead of your nose. Take the left hand to your sacrum. The left elbow is pointing straight up. And then trying to keep the integrity of your lower body, just turn the torso to face the left. And as you turn all the way to the left, when you've kind of reached your max twist, you'll lift your left arm straight up. Keep growing the spine long by reaching the sitting bones back and the crown of your head forward. Good, inhale. And then exhale, swim the left fingertips down and forward. Walk yourself back to a long, low lunge at the top of your mat. And then step it back into a downward facing dog. 3 times, rolling like a wave, forward into a plank. And back into downward dog. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Find the stability in your downward dog by plugging your hands and feet in. Lift your left leg high. Bend your left knee. Open your hip. Like the first time, you can look under the left armpit. Let this open up a lot. And then bring your left armpit closer to the earth by squaring your shoulders. Bend your right knee a little bit or a lot and go way up through your left knee as you find your gaze forward. Stretch your left leg, square your hip, and then step the left foot between the hands. You'll take your right knee down. If you want to block up your back leg like the first side, be my guest. Left knee will find the left armpit. And what this is doing, this is just putting you in the joint of your hip, right? It's not allowing you to get caught in the musculature of the back. It's really putting all of this in the lower body. And then you'll simply unfold it by reaching forward, out, around, and up. And can you find that back foot and move the pelvis forward and then continuously lift the upper body off of it. Hands interlaced behind the head, elbows in and up. Lean back for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release the hands to the floor. Remove the block. Tuck your right toes. Breathe that back leg straight. Right hand plants down. Left hand to left thigh. Twist belly, chest, head toward the left. When you can't go anymore, lift the left arm up. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Left hand down, walk yourself to the right long edge of your mat. Toes in, heels out. Bend your knees so you're really in your legs, sitting bones back. Crown of head forward, walk your fingertips forward. So your spine is long. Think almost like a little back bend as you reach out from the stability of your legs. And then take the left fingertips right ahead of the nose, but keep the left arm long. Take the right hand to the sacrum, right elbow points straight up, and then start to turn to the right. So you're twisting to the right. And when you can't go anymore, this left arm will come up. From the center of your chest, go down into the bottom fingertips and up to the top fingertips. And then from the center of your chest, go back through your sitting bones and forward through the crown of your head. Inhale and exhale. Swim this right arm forward and down. Walk yourself to the top of the mat and step it back into a downward facing dog. And much like the moon affects the oceans, you're going to find a little bit of a wave in your own form by coming forward into that plank and back into downward dog. Forward into plank and back into dog. Last one like that. Inhale forward. This time, hold in plank. Feel your hands, feel the balls of your feet. And then like your arms are creating like a little door frame, let your heart and your lungs move forward and up through that frame as you come into a tuck-toed upward dog. Don't drop into the lower back. Make sure you're pressing down into your hands, your feet. So it's more about coming forward and up and out than it is about going into your back. Inhale, and then exhale, lower the knees to the mat, untuck the toes, and then come all the way back into a child's pose. Slow as you go. Your forehead will come down to the mat, and you're gonna reach your hands back to cup the heels. So you're coming into like a little seed pose. And this seed pose is really sort of metaphorical for the start of an idea, the start of a project, the starting fresh, the immense potential that lies in a seed. From here, we'll take some moon salutations together. So as you inhale, think that the pubic bone moves forward, the navel moves forward, the sternum moves forward, the vision moves forward. And then keep this sense of a back bend going until you sit all the way up onto your heels, reaching your arms up overhead. Exhale, reach your arms forward, forward, forward into an extended child's pose. Inhale, come forward into a tabletop, arch your spine. So it's like a cow pose. And then exhale, tuck your toes, come up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Take your back knee down and come into that low lunge that we found earlier. Just one breath though, a very slow cycle through this first round. Tuck your back toes if they're not already, and exhale, forward fold at the very top of your mat. Left foot meets the right, hang over those legs. Press down through your feet, rise all the way up through a back bend. Make a big moon overhead, so it's like the full moon. So we're kind of mimicking the cycle of the moon here in this salutation. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward, step your right foot back. Take your right knee down. And now we're in a low lunge on the opposite side. Arms up. Exhale, hands down, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop, arch your spine, look up, and then untuck your toes, resist the pull of the moon, and come all the way back into that seed pose. Hips meeting the heels, hands reaching back to cup the heels. Again, unfold, sit up, reach your arms up. Exhale, reach forward, pulling yourself in two directions. Good. This time you can find the tabletop arch spine if that is more comfortable for your back, or you can slide all the way forward into a tuck-toed upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, so step your left foot forward, right knee down, low lunge, inhale, moving a little bit quicker. Tuck your back toes, exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Press down through your feet, rise up. Big full moon overhead, howl at the moon. And then exhale, cascade, fold over your legs. Lengthen halfway, inhale, step your left foot back. Left knee down, arms up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop cow or tuck-toed upward dog. Knees down, resist all the way back into that child's pose. Hands reach for the heels, third eye to the floor. Again, inhale, unfold a little bit quicker, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold, extended child's pose. Inhale, cow or tuck-toed upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, left knee down, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, top of mat. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, fold. Right foot back, right knee down, arms high. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, table or tuck-toed upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. Hips back, reach for the heels. So inhaling up for 1. Exhale, folding for 2. Forward to unfold for 3. Refolding for 4. Left foot forward, unfold it for 5. Right foot forward to forward fold for 6. Rising up, unfolding for 7. Refolding for 8. Left foot back, unfold for 9. Refold for 10. Unfold for 11. And refold child's pose for 12. Rising up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Come forward and up. And all the way back. Should be the left side. If I messed up, just keep following your own intuitive movement. Forward fold, top of mat. Rising high, stretch. And forward fold. Left foot back, unless you did the right side. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into your back bend, upward dog or cow, and all the way back into the seat. Let's do one more time through each side, right and left, forward folding. Just the breath together. If you need a visual aid, you can of course watch me, but just try to find a rhythm and trust yourself to know the order. And if you mess up, it's all good. We improvise. Because yoga is not that serious, right? We're just in our bodies, moving and breathing, enjoying the gift that is that. Giving a chance for ourselves to move through energy, to organize ourselves. And when you find yourself in that seed pose, one more time, just go ahead and pause. Third eye to the floor, hands to the heels. And take just a few cycles of breath in this seed pose, specifically focusing on bringing your breath to the lower back, seeing how the breath can open up space for the kidneys. Take one more breath here. And then as you inhale, find that little back bend that you did in the salutation to bring you to sit onto your heels. Like a graceful mermaid, you can swivel onto one hip and swing your legs around. We're gonna find Badokanasana. Soles of the feet together, knees wide, holding onto the ankles. If you have something to sit on like a blanket or a cushion, that's always kind of nice as well, so that you can sit on the very edge of it and it'll bring your pelvis forward, which will allow you to find some space in those hips. Hands to the ankles, lift your chest as you inhale. Think like a cow back once again, and then exhale, round your spine, find a cat. Inhale to lift up, arching the spine, looking up, and exhale to round. One more breath, inhale, lift, and then exhale, extend forward and fold. If you have a block and it's helpful for you to rest your forehead on a block in front of your feet, that's great. You can even put the block on the soles of the feet or just above like the big toe mound, and that's kind of a nice place for it too. And as you fold in, it's really easy to sort of let the sort of density of the back body take over, AKA over rounding into the shell. And so something I like to think about is really feeling my lower body in any seated pose, feeling my lower body, and in a kind of a goofy way, imagining that my lower body, or rather my pelvis, is like a pot, and my spine is sort of like a vine or a plant growing out of the pot toward the sun. I guess in this sense, you're folding toward the earth, so that's cool too. But what I'm trying to say is move energy from your stability, from your lower body, from your pelvis, through the length of the spine, so that even though this is a forward bend, you're kind of finding an inkling or an essence of a back bend as the front of your body tries to yearn itself forward. Three more breaths. Take your next inhale. Really accentuate the back bend so you come into maybe like a halfway lift position, and then reassert the roots of your lower body as you unfold to sit. Extend your legs out into Upavishta Konasana. You'll take your arms wide like a T shape, and then tilt over toward the right leg. Right forearm finds the inner right leg, or if it's better to come on the fingertips or even a block, you can do that as well. So just a good, delicious side bend over to the right. Root your left sitting bone away from the reach of your left fingertips, so you really find length on this left side. Inhaling center and exhaling to the left. Fingertips, forearm, whatever works. Right arm up and over. Find the line from the right sitting bone anchoring back and down, and the right fingertips reaching up and away. Last breath. Inhale, center. And then exhale. Walk your fingertips forward. You can stay up. You can go a little bit lower if that's comfortable. You could always put a block underneath your sternum, kind of on that angle like we found in the low lunge. And that's kind of a nice place as well. It kind of takes out the muscular effort of holding the pose, so that maybe you can put your mind elsewhere, like really working external rotation of the hips, lengthening the spine, and finding 3 more full rounds of breath. And walking yourself up. Shifting back on your tail just for a moment to bring the legs into a cross-legged position, easy pose. Find that sense of lengthening up out of the lower body. Keep the left palm planted down on the left thigh. You're going to take the right middle finger to third eye center. Hover the right thumb outside of your right nostril and the right ring finger outside of the left nostril. Take an inhale through both sides. And then exhale through both sides. At the base of your exhale, plug the right nostril and inhale through the left side for 1, 2, 3, 4. Plug left, exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. Plug left out right. Inhale right. Out left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. In left. Out right. In right. And out left. Take your right hand to your right thigh. Take a big breath in through both sides. Exhale through the mouth. Hands to heart center. Bowing chin in toward the palms, finding one last moment of gratitude for your mind, your body, your breath. And putting one more piece of attention on your intention. Full moon, starting fresh, new ideas, new projects. Namaste.